I didn't come across this until about 2 days ago. Can you remember who that was? Do you know?
Yeah, it was Bob Richardson, and it was on the beach. I don't remember where we were, but I remember doing it, and I remember Bob, and I remember Caroline Dessert was styling it. Yeah, I love this picture.
Yeah. He's a great photographer.
Yeah.
But quite a troubled man, that's what my impression of him. Obviously I know his son Terry a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got the feeling his father, Bob, was a bit troubled towards the end of his career.
I kind of got that feeling from him too, but we didn't talk much, so I didn't really get to know him. Just the vibe was a bit rough, in a good way.
Do you remember much about the session? Did he play music or?
We were outside, and so I don't remember if we had music, but I have a feeling we didn't. It was just quite simple, very, we didn't talk much. I don't remember anyone really talking much. Right. It was just a very sort of quiet, simple day. But the energy was a little hard, a little rough.
Yeah.
I remember.
Do you remember where it was?
I think we were in California.
I always remember stories I heard about Bob back in the day, in the early 70s, of sort of turning up to Vogue at Hanover Square with a model on the back of a motorbike and saying it's a suitcase of clothes, and they would disappear for 2 weeks. It's a slightly less structured photography sessions than we're probably used to. I think he did some beautiful, really tender photographs.
Really, I don't know his work that well,
There's not much of it around.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there probably is a whole, I'm sure he worked for a long time, was very, produced a lot of work, but there's not much, the problem with Google image search is it scratches the surface.
Yeah.
It's actually a very poor tool to find out. If you want to look into somebody like Bob Richardson, it's not very good. What's very good though, is going on to Instagram and asking your followers to tell you, which is exactly what I did with this. Posted on Instagram, does anybody know which photographer this was? Because I thought it can't be Bob Richardson because he was the 1970s and Kirsten didn't really come on the scene until the mid-80s, but he was still going.
Yeah, so I think it was a special thing because I think I remember it sort of being known that he wasn't doing photography anymore. He was sort of asked to come back out and shoot this.
Do you see yourself as a recluse? Is that something that you...
Probably, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And is that something you find yourself doing more? Are you becoming more, or is it just you're finding your own path?
Well, I live out in a rural place. There's not a lot of people around, and I really like that. But I love being with people too. But I like living away from the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And
growing your blueberries.
Yes.
Yeah. Very important.